Mention rail travel in Japan, and most people will think of the sleek bullet trains. However, steam railroading still thrives in Japan. Let's visit a line that was brought back into service by public demand.
To most Westerners, travel in Japan means rail travel. Courtesy of Japan Airlines and the National Tourist Organization, Tracks Ahead visited Yamaguchi, where we stepped into the past. Traveling in Japan by rail wouldn't be complete without riding one of Japan's well-preserved steam engines. By the early 1950s, there were almost 5,000 steam locomotives running through the country. But in the next 2 decades, diesel and electric trains were rapidly replacing them. Fortunately, as steam locomotives began to disappear, there was a growing interest in preserving Japan's railway heritage.
Yamaguchi SL train operation was terminated in 1973. All SLs in Japan were terminated in 1975. The SL Yamaguchi Go restarted in 1979, 6 years after termination. This occurred because of strong requests from rail fans.
The 15 steam operations still running in Japan today are considered to be works of historical and cultural importance. That's why private rail companies, such as JR West, have dedicated funding and resources to housing, maintaining, and operating these trains. The Yamaguchi Go steam operation maintains 2 engines, the C-56 and the C-57. Because of its relatively light weight, the C-56 is called the Pony. The C-57 once hauled the Emperor's train, and she earned a more endearing nickname. Because her elegant lines and proportions made her a favorite, everyone who saw her, workers and passengers alike, referred to her as the Lady. Mr. Toshihiro Mikawa worked on some of these trains while they were still running throughout the country.
When I was employed, the C-57 and the SLs were in the glory of the era. Then they were terminated, and I am not sure when the service was restarted. I was assigned to Oguri, where I first encountered SLs. I started operation in the office, and after recommendations by senior staff, I started running SLs. I liked SLs more and more, and now I love SLs very much. I enjoy looking at the passengers' smiling faces and am proud of the operation.
We join many excited rail fans from all over Japan and the world in waiting to board the beautifully maintained C-57 steam engine at the station in Oguri. The Yamaguchi Go steam line operates a 37-mile stretch from Oguri to Suwano on weekends and many national holidays. Obviously, the children here look upon this ride as a special treat. Our starting point, Oguri, is at the western end of Honshu Island, and it takes almost 6 hours to reach it by bullet train from Tokyo. Once you get to the station, you should make a point to visit all of the 5 passenger cars. Each one is decorated in the style of a different era. Here in the retro Meiji car, soft lighting and dark brown interior colors recreate the era of the late 1800s. In the retro Taisho car, the dropped ceiling, transom windows, and an amber floor are the hallmarks of this romantic period. The retro Showa car shows Japan's thrust into modernization in the middle of the 20th century. In the European car, soft light filters through stained glass windows, and every aspect of the lush interior is designed to make you feel like you're on the Orient Express. Finally, there's an observation parlor car where you can get some of the best views on the train and pretend you've gone back in time. It takes about 2 hours to reach Suwano, so there's plenty of time to relax and enjoy the Japanese countryside. During your 3-hour layover in Suwano, you'll still feel like you're in another era. Bicycles are an easy way to enjoy Suwano's narrow streets and alleys. You can find rental shops outside the train station. Once a castle town, this medieval village still has many well-preserved samurai houses. Its ruling families were proud patrons of the arts, and now travelers can enjoy their efforts. In the hills overlooking Suwano, you'll find a shrine dedicated to harvest and merchants. The Taikodani Inari Shrine is one of the 5 major Inari shrines in Japan. Its brilliant red torii, or gates, line the path from the temple to the river. Make sure you visit the historic Tonomaki neighborhood, where you'll see thousands of gold carp, or koi, swimming in the moat. These fish have been bred here since feudal times. There's a saying here that the koi outnumber the residents of Suwano by 7 to 1. The ride back to Ogori on Engine 57 leaves us with memories of dancing koi, brilliant red temples, and a steam engine, the Lady, whose elegant form reminds us that she once served an emperor.